This is the OTB Network.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a very busy edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. The final weekend, a real big weekend around the country of preparation races for the Breeders' Cup. One or two races next weekend may yield Breeders' Cup starters, but it does look like the bulk of them ran this past weekend. We are going to get things kicked off at Keeneland with the Phoenix Breeders' Cup Stakes for 3-year-olds and up, sprinting 6 furlongs. Let's head down to Keeneland for the running of the Phoenix.
And they're off. Extra Heat comes out hustling for the early lead. Day Trader is there toward the inside, and Touchstone gets away running in third in between those two. Extra Heat on the far outside has yet to clear Day Trader, but she does have the lead. And there goes Touchstone up to challenge. Day Trader inching forward toward the rail. Touchstone now gets ahead in front. The front three tied tightly together at the entry to the far turn. Gap of 6 lengths to Maker's Mark. Another 10 back to Ben the Best. 21-1 the time for the opening quarter. And Touchstone has the lead over toward the rail now by a half length. Extra Heat is alongside the leader. Another 2 lengths to Day Trader in third. Another dozen back to Maker's Mark and Ben the Best, who's last, moving off the final turn. Touchstone, Extra Heat, Day Trader third. Here comes Extra Heat. The champion filly strides out for the lead, coming toward the 8th pole. Day Trader trying to track her down after a half in 44 and 3/5 seconds. Extra Heat leads it by a length in the final furlong of the Phoenix Breeders' Cup. Day Trader still second, Touchstone is third, and then Ben the Best. Extra Heat, the champion, draws clear, and the filly will take this edition of the Phoenix Breeders' Cup. Extra Heat by 3. Day Trader was home second.
Extra Heat getting the job done on the front end as usual. She did tussle with Touchstone, a very speedy 4-year-old colt, but put him away by the top of the stretch and opened up to win by 3 as the odds-on choice over Day Trader, who sat a stalking trip behind the dueling leaders, did make up some ground into the second spot with Touchstone hanging around for the third spot. The winner, Extra Heat, a 4-year-old filly, a daughter of Dixieland Heat from Begin by Hatchet Man. Obviously one of the best-known fillies in training right now. She continues to move from strength to strength and will be pointed for the Breeders' Cup Sprint off of this effort. She is a 4-year-old Kentucky-bred filly owned by Kenneth Taylor et al., trained by John Salzman and ridden to victory by Harry Vega. Extra Heat completes the 6 furlongs on a drying track at Keeneland that was not yielding particularly fast times in 1:10 flat. Continuing with Saturday Stakes action at Keeneland, the Lanes End Breeders' Futurity, a Grade 2 juvenile event, $400,000, a mile and a 16th around the crucial 2-turn configuration at Keeneland. Let's head down to Keeneland now for the running of the Lanes End Breeders' Futurity.
And they're off. Tito's Bow shows for the early lead, and here comes Truckle Feature up on the far outside, trying to get by all of the inside traffic by the entry to the first turn, but Tito's Bow a bit stubborn down toward the rail. Truckle Feature now gets the advantage by a half length. Tito's Bow goes second, and Sky Mesa is away running in third. Lone Star Sky is fourth on the outside, then Private Gold, who's caught a bit wide around the turn, and Super Frolic against the rail is last, 5 lengths off the lead. Opening quarter went in 23 seconds flat. Truckle Feature has made the top clear by a length. Sky Mesa moves up on the outside second ahead. Tito's Bow is racing in third by 2. And then Lone Star Sky, who's in between horses. Private Gold to his outside. Those two moving as a team, 3 lengths off the lead, just in front of Super Frolic, who continues to trail through a half in 46 and 4/5 seconds. Truckle Feature leads at 3 parts of a length. Sky Mesa inching forward just off the leader's flank in second by 2. Lone Star Sky is third. Tito's Bow dropping back in fourth toward the rail. Super Frolic moves up in between horses 1 spot past Private Gold, who's now last, 5 lengths off the lead. And here comes Sky Mesa to put Truckle Feature to the test. A quarter mile to come. Gap of 3 more to Lone Star Sky. And Sky Mesa, the heavy favorite, opens up, moving toward the 8th pole. Sky Mesa suddenly in front by 4 lengths to Truckle Feature in second. And then Lone Star Sky in third. Tito's Bow, then Super Frolic. Moving into the final furlong of the Lane's End Breeders' Futurity. Sky Mesa by 3. Truckle Feature second. Lone Star Sky third. Tito's Bow fourth toward the rail. Sky Mesa bounding along well in front of the field, and Sky Mesa will take it. He wins it by some 3.5 lengths. It was close for second. Three-way photo for place.
Sky Mesa makes it 3 for 3 with a very impressive victory. He was sitting close to the pace, the early pace set by Truckle Feature, not surprisingly. Put away Tito's Bow and Truckle Feature within a matter of a couple of strides. Then Edgar Prado had to look around and wonder what was going on. Sky Mesa himself appeared to be looking around for a bit of a rival as well. His ears were perked up and he was looking around, but he did look strong through the stretch for a 4-length victory, somewhat throttled down. Lone Star Sky, second choice in the wagering, at 5-1, picks up the second spot as pace setter Truckle Feature holds on for his second consecutive third-place finish. The winner, Sky Mesa, is a 2-year-old bay colt by Pulpit from Caressed by Stormcat. He was bred by the Harborview Farm in Kentucky. He is owned by John Oxley, trained by John Ward, and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado, who had an outstanding weekend and opening week down at Keeneland. This horse obviously will be pointed now for the Breeders' Cup, likely favorite in the juvenile. Very impressive now, having stretched out to 2 turns. He had a little bit of an opportunity here to get the lead a little bit earlier in the race, and obviously nobody really made any moves towards him late in the going, but he certainly looked like he was running very easily through the stretch. Sky Mesa completes the mile and a 16th of the Lane's End Breeders' Futurity in 1:46 and 3. Keeneland Stakes racing action on Sunday. We're going to start with the Shadwell Keeneland Turf Mile. This race was made a Grade 1 at the end of last season. It's a $600,000 event on the turf. Let's head back down to Keeneland for the running of the Shadwell Turf Mile.
And they're off. Balto Star flashing early speed. Balto Star comes right to the front and right to the rail with Northeast Bound with him on the outside. These two now stride for stride headed to the first turn. Balto Star benefits with a ground-saving trip around the turn. He leads it by 3/4 of a length. Northeast Bound goes second. Grammarian caught 3 wide, moves up in third around Beat Hollow and Landseer, who's back toward the rail. That one moves up 1 spot into fourth. Gap of 2 more lengths then. Back to Free for Internet outside of Struck the Stage. Touch of the Blues is running in last, but only 6 lengths off the lead. Opening quarter, 23 3/5 seconds. Grammarian in the center of the course, up to get the lead by a 1/2 length from Northeast Bound. Balto Star shuffled to third, flanked by Beat Hollow, tracked closely by Landseer, who's 3 lengths off the lead as they head to the far turn. Then Free for Internet as they move around the turn after a half in 46 3/5 seconds. Touch of the Blues is next to last between horses, and Strut the Stage was last a moment ago, moves up 1 spot on the rail midway on the final turn. Grammarian still caught toward the outside, leads it by a length. Beat Hollow goes to second. Beat Hollow and Free for Internet both swing wide at the top of the stretch, and Beat Hollow runs to the lead as they come to the 8th pole. Grammarian now second. Landseer getting shaken free to the outside in third, and Touch of the Blues from far back in fourth. Landseer putting Beat Hollow to the test, and Touch of the Blues is running on gamely from far back. Beat Hollow giving way. Landseer and Touch of the Blues to the front together. Landseer will take the Shadwell Keeneland Turf Mile by a neck over Touch of the Blues second. Beat Hollow was third.
Landseer and who else? Edgar Prado pulling off a bit of an upset here as Beat Hollow, the odds-on choice, goes down to defeat, finishing third. He was never really close to the pace. He wasn't on the pace as he normally is when going just a little bit longer. He was dropping back in distance here to the mile. I think he is a bit of a tweener. He's probably a little bit better at 1 1/8 to 1 1/4. The mile distance, the fractional times at this particular distance, not particularly good for him as Landseer settles nicely inside, moves on the far turn and picks up a 4-wide driving neck victory over Touch of the Blues, who had won a couple of nice races for Neil Drysdale earlier on this year, had tailed off a little bit, rebounds with a nice second-place finish, finishing in front of Beat Hollow, who did disappoint as the heavy favorite. The winner, Landseer, is a 3-year-old bay colt, a son of Dane Hill from Sabria by Miswaki. Was bred by Rockwell Bloodstock in Great Britain. He is owned by Michael Tabor and Mrs. John Magnier, trained by Aidan O'Brien, ridden to victory by who else? Edgar Prado. Landseer completes the flat mile of the Shadwell Keeneland Turf Mile in 1:35 and 2. One more stakes race from Keeneland. On Sunday, it was the Overbrook Spinster, a Grade 1 $500,000 event for older fillies and mares. Let's head back down to Keeneland for the running of the Overbrook Spinster.
Again, throws her head, settles down, and they're off. Victory Ride breaks alertly from the far outside. You is there from between horses. Take Charge Lady down toward the rail. Lakenheath is up close toward the outside, but it's going to be You who comes out of that crowd and gets the lead by a length. Take Charge Lady is placed forwardly into the second spot. There goes Victory Ride moving up into second around her. Lakenheath will travel in the fourth position. Atelier, Dance Through the Dawn. Gap of 4 more back to Printemps, who is last. Opening quarter 23 and 2/5 seconds. You is against the rail, leading at 3 parts of a length. Victory Ride goes next on the outside. Take Charge Ladies tucked away third. Lakenheath is wide. Atelier moves up in between those two from 5th into 3rd. Gap of 2 more to Dance Through the Dawn. Margin of over 5 more back to Printemps, who is unhurried at the midpoint of the back stretch. The half in 47 and 1. You is the leader by 1 length. Victory Ride dropping back a bit in second. Atelier is there to apply pressure toward her inside. Lakenheath goes wide. 4 lanes off the rail. Take Charge Lady stays toward the inside, regains the 3rd spot, now takes 2nd, moving closer toward the leader. Dance Through the Dawn is still 5 lengths off the lead, 3 more back to Printemps. They're midway on the final turn, and You has the advantage by 1 length. Atelier is 2nd, keeping Take Charge Lady pinned down toward the rail 3rd. Victory Ride is now 4th, then Dance Through the Dawn. Lakenheath drops back. Printemps tries to gear up from the back, 6 lengths off the lead, moving by the quarter pole. You has the lead. Atelier 2nd. Take Charge Lady has an opening. Printemps has plenty of room on the far outside. Take Charge Lady bursting through an opening at the 8th pole. Final furlong of the Grade 1 Overbrook Spinster. Take Charge Lady has done just that as she quickly gets away by 3 lengths from You, then Printemps. Take Charge Lady, most impressive here to win it by just over 2 lengths. You was home 2nd, Printemps was 3rd. The time 1 minute 49 and 4/5 seconds.
Take Charge Lady makes it 4 for 4 at her most favorite racetrack, Keeneland. Broke her maiden here last year, went on to victory in the Alcibiades, won the Ashland this spring, and now puts together another Grade 1 at her favorite racetrack, 2.5 lengths the better of You, with Printemps rallying from far off the pace into the 3rd spot. Take Charge Lady obviously returned off of a layoff last time out. A little disappointing there, but has come back with a terrific effort here, beating her primary rival in the 3-year-old filly division, You, quite handily. And a nice feature here of her race was that she did rate a little bit in the early going. Earlier on this year, she did look like a filly who did not want to relax at all in the early going. She seems to have shown a little bit of a new dimension here. Take Charge Lady is a 3-year-old bay filly, a daughter of DeHare from Felicita by Rubiano, bred in Kentucky by William Chatine, owned by the Select Stable, trained by Kenny McPeak, and ridden to victory by, you got it, Edgar Prado. Take Charge Lady completes the mile and an 1/8 of the Overbrook Spinster in 1:49 and 4. We are going to pause for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at this weekend's stakes racing action from Santa Anita. Please stay tuned.
Another Breeders' Cup Championship moment. Under a bright Hollywood sun, D. Wayne Lucas, the winningest trainer in Breeders' Cup history, saddled his 3rd straight Breeders' Cup Distaff champion. In Team Lucas fashion, Sakawista went wire to wire.
It's Sakawista now who's up to take the lead. Clever Girl can't get to her. They're running out of ground, and it's going to be Sakawista wire to wire.
Sakawista gave Trainer of the Year D. Wayne Lucas another Breeders' Cup Championship moment.
Who is this woman? A world-class tennis player? A famous fashion model? No, this is Diane Nelson, one of the nation's top-ranked jockeys. When Diane rides, she wants the best horse. And when Diane has a day off, she wants the best entertainment. And that's at the Teletheater Clubhouse.
If you haven't been to the Teletheater Clubhouse yet, you're missing something. It's really for everyone. Bring your friends, your family, and come on down.
The Teletheater Clubhouse, Central Avenue, Albany.
Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're heading west to Santa Anita next, where stakes racing action on the weekend began with the Ancient Title Breeders' Cup Handicap, a Grade 1 sprint for older horses. Let's head to Santa Anita for the running of the Ancient Title.
And away they go. Rio Oro very fast into stride, Explicit on the inside, Kalukan Queen from the outside gate, show speed, Crafty CT now coming through to take the 4 spot, swept overboard is the grey, and outside of that is Mellow Fellow, only 4 lengths would cover them all. They run to the half mile, and Rio Oro and narrow leader Explicit right there at the rail. A length and a half to Crafty CT and Kalukan Queen in the orange on the outside. A gap of 3 back to Swept Overboard. Mellow Fellow is now 6 off the leaders. Into the turn they go. Explicit at the rail, and Rio Oro still stride for stride. A length and a half to Kalukan Queen. Crafty CT's in 4th. Now Swept Overboard is starting his run. And Swept Overboard, the grey coming quickly from 5th. Mellow Fellow's got some running to do. Coming to the top of the lane. Rio Oro continues to lead them. Kalukan Queen is right there. Swept Overboard, the grey on the outside, and then Crafty CT. Coming for home, Rio Oro, Kalukan Queen, Crafty CT. Suddenly Swept Overboard is not going on with it. They come for home, and it's Kalukan Queen now going clear. Kalukan Queen, Crafty CT, Mellow Fellow coming out of the clouds, but Kalukan Queen too good. And Kalukan Queen wins the ancient title to Crafty CT, Mellow Fellow, and Swept Overboard.
Kalukan Queen, another mare beating up on the boys in the sprint division. We may have the top 2 horses in the Breeders' Cup Sprint wagering this year being female. Kalukan Queen puts away a good field of older sprinters on the West Coast with a nice stalking trip too wide into the lane, drawing clear by a little bit over a half length, and did hold off Crafty CT for the second spot, or for the win. Crafty CT picks up the 2nd spot under P-Val, with Mellow Fellow rallying from far off the pace, taking advantage of that quick early pace, and rallying into the 3rd spot as favored Swept Overboard, the recently sold horse who will be heading overseas to Japan. Last year, a big move in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, just a little bit too late. This year has come back with some nice races, but did disappoint here with a 4th place off the pace finish as the odds-on choice. The winner, Kalukan Queen, is a 6-year-old dark bay or brown mare, a daughter of Lost Code from Regal Realm by Majestic Prince. Bred in Kentucky by Donald and Mary Zuckerman, she is owned by Louis Astizio, trained by Bruce Headley, and ridden to victory by Alex Solis. Kalukan Queen completes the 6 furlongs of the ancient title in 1:08.1. We're next going to be heading to juvenile racing for the Norfolk, a Grade 2, $200,000 mile and a 16th. Let's head back to Santa Anita for the juveniles in the Norfolk.
Hello, where they go. Royal Siphon bobbled a little at the start, but Royal Siphon recovers quickly and goes on to lead them. Bull Market down at the rail. Listen Indy's going to have to go a little wide into the turn, but right there with Mr. Technique in 4th. Then comes Calf Wayne and Oberwald, and Manhattan Express taken back to last today is 7 off the leaders. They run past the 7/8s, and Bull Market along the inside, and Royal Siphon. Those two setting a fast pace now. They open up 4 lengths. Here's Listen Indy in the perfect spot in 3rd. Mr. Technique is back 4th. Overworld 5th. Got to be a good 9 off the leaders. Calf Wayne is back 2nd last, and Manhattan Express giving them 13 length start. Down the backstretch they go in the Norfolk, and Mike Smith and Bull Market take them along a good pace. They lead at 3 parts of a length. Royal Siphon is right there 2nd. Listen Indy's in the 3rd spot, and Mr. Technique on his inside. Then back to Oberwald. Calf Wayne is still 2nd last, now 8 off the leaders, and a length and a half back to Manhattan Express. Taking slightly closer order now as they run into the far turn. It's still Bull Market going on for home just over a length. Royal Siphon is in 2nd. Down at the rail, Mr. Technique. Listen Indy in the white cap now takes 3rd and goes after them. Calf Wayne is starting to make ground. Here comes Calf Wayne from the 5th spot now, and he's gaining strongly. Calf Wayne 4th, 3rd, and coming after them. Then Manhattan Express. Top of the lane now. Bull Market's going to have to keep off Calf Wayne in the white blinkers on the grandstand side. Listen Indy's in with a shot too. They homeward bound in the Norfolk, and Calf Wayne has made this big sustained run, and he's right up alongside a Bull Market. Listen Indy a length and a half back 3rd. They come to the 16th. Calf Wayne, Bull Market battling right back at the rail. Bull Market's coming back at Calf Wayne. Bull Market, Calf Wayne, nose and nose, above the nose, maybe Calf Wayne. Bull Market's right there. Listen Indy was 3rd.
Calf Wayne and Bull Market on the wire, and it was Calf Wayne picking up a nose victory. He made a huge sweeping move, looked very strong coming into the stretch, perhaps showing a little bit of the effect of that, not quite able to get past his stablemate Bull Market as would have been expected, but he did eke out the victory here in very quick time. Bull Market scooting out of the gate, getting good early speed, showing good early speed, unlike last time out when he did have some trouble with traffic. This time a much improved effort to finish a game second. Listen Indy picking up the third spot with a stalking trip, but really no match for the top two in here. The winner, Calf Wayne, is a 2-year-old dark bay or brown son of Cherokee Run from Swazia's Moment by Moment of Hope, bred in Kentucky by Dr. and Mrs. R. Smicer West. He is owned by the Thoroughbred Corporation, trained by Bob Baffert, and ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza. Calf Wayne completes the mile in a 16th in 1:42.3. Continuing at Santa Anita with the Oak Tree Breeders' Cup Mile, $250,000 for 3-year-olds and up, going a flat mile on the turf. Let's head back to Santa Anita for the Oak Tree Breeders' Cup Mile.
Now for the Oak Tree Breeders' Cup Mile. Where they go. Broken a perfect line. Congaree from the inside gate. Catchamandy is right there. From the outside, here comes Night Patrol to go up and take over. Spineless Jellyfish is getting up to race in third. I Love Silver down at the rail. On the outside to Wildcat. They're tightly grouped up here. Then back to Nicobar. And at the back is Zanapur. They run to the 7/8 pole, and Congaree going to set the pace out here, not getting any pressure. Congaree, nice and relaxed, leads them by 2 lengths. Night Patrol second, I Love Silver's in third. They've been followed by Spineless Jellyfish and Catchamandy. The Wildcat is back in the 6th spot, 6 lengths off these leaders. Then another 2 lengths further back comes Nicobar and Zanapur. They run past the 5/8s, and Congaree gliding away from them now. Congaree just on a long rein. He's going along very comfortably, but he's opened up 3.5 lengths as they run to the half mile. Night Patrol is in the 2nd position. Then Spineless Jellyfish, I Love Silver at the rail. Catchamandy and the Wildcat are now 5.5 off that leader. Then we come back to Nicobar, and still at the back is Zanapur. They come to the 5/16ths, and Congaree now in front by 2. Night Patrol second, then Spineless Jellyfish, the Wildcat on the outside. Catchamandy, I Love Silver down at the rail, then Nicobar and Zanapur is last. They turn for home, and they've suddenly come to Congaree. Now let's see if he can find some more. He gets a tap on the shoulder, and Congaree tries to hold on. Night Patrol, yes, Catchamandy coming home gamely. On the extreme outside, Nicobar's running home well as well. Night Patrol, Catchamandy, Congaree can find no more. It's Night Patrol and Catchamandy. On the outside, here's Nicobar. Close, Night Patrol, Catchamandy and Nicobar.
Night Patrol goes off at 9-1, picks up a nose victory over Catchamandy with Nicobar. A nose back in the 3rd spot and a blanket finish here. There were a couple of lengths in front of I Love Silver making his turf debut, as was the favorite Congaree, who showed good speed before fading. I guess Bob Baffert decided that this would be a good spot to try him out in turf competition, see if they wanted to send him to the Breeders' Cup Mile. Showed some speed, but weakened badly, finishing 7th in the field of 8 as the odds-on choice. The winner, Night Patrol, in the meantime, very nice effort by this horse, who had been running against some very good horses going a little longer on the turf in California. Shipped to Delaware Park last time out for a disappointing run in the Caesar Rodney, but comes back to California and runs very well, going a flat mile, picking up what should be probably grade 1 credentials, but getting grade 2 credentials here in the Oak Tree. Night Patrol is a 6-year-old gelding, a son of Stormboot from Downtown Blues by Seattle Song. He was bred in Kentucky by the Everest Stable, owned by Everest Stable, and trained by Nick Kanani. Ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia, Night Patrol completes the 1 mile on the turf in 1:32.4. Continuing, we got a lot of stakes racing action from Santa Anita. We're going to continue with the Yellow Ribbon Grade 1 filly and mare event on the turf. Last week, unfortunately, we had the scratch of Banks Hill in New York due to soft turf conditions. Instead, they headed out to the West Coast to run her in the Yellow Ribbon. Let's head out to California now and take a look at the Yellow Ribbon.
Oh, where they go. Bernays from the outside gate. From the inside gate, Noche de Rosa are going to come through and up alongside Nepenthe. Nepenthe and Roche de Rosa are going to go on to lead them. Not in any hurry at all. It is cantering out here. Golden Apple's back in the 3rd spot. Then Voodoo Dancer backs Hill. And now Bernays has dropped back to last. Through the stretch first time round. Down at the rail, No Shade de Rosa. Narrow leader. Nepenthes in the centre of the track. Golden Apples content to bowl along in the third spot. Outside of her comes Voodoo Dancer, and Banks Hill is in just behind her, giving the leaders 6-length start. And then another 3 back to Vernays. Past the stands first time round, and Nepenthe on a long hold out here, just loping along in the front. No Shade de Rosa's tracking in the second spot. Golden Apples is back in the third position. On the outside of her comes Voodoo Dancer. Banks Hill quite content to just amble along in the fifth spot, only 4.5 off the leaders, and 2 more to Vernays. All riders appear happy with their situation. Doesn't look like there's going to be a change in the yellow ribbon as they swing on to the backstretch. Nepenthe on the outside of No Shade de Rosa. They're going on to lead by 2. Golden Apples very comfortable in third, and Voodoo Dancer fourth. Banks Hill is down at the rail. Now they're taking closer order as they run towards the half-mile pole, and still the long shot Vernays is last by 3. They have a half-mile left to run. Nepenthe on the outside and No Shade de Rosa down at the rail. Golden Apple still comfortable, a length and a half back third. Then Voodoo Dancer. Banks Hill going to have to come through on the inside, and Vernays is 7 off them. 3/8 to go, and they turn the pressure on now, and here comes Golden Apples on the outside, just breezing up to them. Banks Hill and Voodoo Dancer trying to get past these 2 pacemakers. Voodoo Dancer on the outside. Golden Apples grandstand side. Voodoo Dancer got through. Banks Hill could not get through. At the top of the lane in the yellow ribbon, Golden Apples on the outside and Voodoo Dancer. Now they stride for stride. Banks Hill chasing them from third, but it's Golden Apples a neck in front with 100 yards to run. Golden Apples from Voodoo Dancer, but it's going to be Golden Apples and Pat Valenzuela to win the yellow ribbon from Voodoo Dancer. Banks Hill, then No Shade de Rosa. Behind that, Nepenthe, and Vernays was last.
Golden Apples pulls off a mini upset here. She has certainly the credentials to do it, and she was just over even money, but Golden Apples sits a perfect stalking trip behind No Shade de Rosa, and Nepenthe picking up a very nice 1-length victory over a game Voodoo Dancer. Banks Hill seemed to be struggling just a little bit. She saved some ground in the early going. She did make a little bit of a move around the final portion of the turn for home, but she was well back after finally getting clear. She was not able to make up much ground, finishing third, 3 lengths behind the second place finisher as the even money favorite. Winner Golden Apples, of course, coming out of a Beverly D victory over the summertime on the Breeders' Cup surface at Arlington Park, and will now likely head into the Breeders' Cup this year as the favorite for the filly and mare turf. Golden Apples is a 4-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Pivotal from Loon by Khaldoon. She was bred in Ireland by James Egan and David Hanley, owned by Gary Tanaka, trained by Ben Cecil, ridden to victory by Pat Valenzuela. Golden Apples travels the 1.25 miles on the firm turf course in 1:59 3. More stakes racing action on Sunday at Santa Anita, starting things off the Oakleaf. 2-year-old fillies this time, going for Grade 2 credentials for $200,000 in purse money. Let's head back out to California for the running of the Oakleaf.
That for the Oakleaf Stakes. And away they go. Will appear to come out well as Spy, one from the inside, is away quickly. Heart of a Champion down at the rail, and Buffy the Centerfold going up a joint second. Sea Jewel trying to drop in from that outside gate. Then comes Composure, and Honest Answer is at the back. 5 lengths would cover them all. Past the 7/8 they go, and a Spy going to make her own pace here. A Spy in front, 3 parts of a length to Buffy the Centerfold. Heart of a Champion's taken a tight hold in the orange colours down at the rail. Composure's up alongside of her. Sea Jewel is in 5th, only 2.5 lengths off these leaders, and Honest Answer brings up the rear. Tightly grouped as they swing onto the backstretch, and Buffy the Centerfold now turns the pressure on and takes the lead. A Spy down at the rail. In behind them, Composure, Sea Jewel on the outside. Heart of a Champion is now only 2 lengths off the leaders. They still tightly grouped, and another 2 back to Honest Answer. Past the half-mile they go in the Oakleaf Stakes, and Buffy the Centerfold now goes on with it. On the outside, Composure takes the second spot, as Spy is back to third down at the rail with Sea Jewel on the outside of her. They've been followed by Heart of a Champion, and at the back is Honest Answer. 5/16 to go. Buffy the Centerfold, Composure, Sea Jewel. As Spy just folded today, can find no more. Honest Answer's come on to take the 4th spot. Heart of a Champion is last. They turn for home, and here's Composure Composure coming to get the lead. Composure takes over from Buffy the centerfold. 3 back to Sea Jewel, but it's a 2-horse race with an 1/8 of a mile to go. Composure on the outside. Buffy the centerfold weakening in second. And Composure has now put her away with a 16th to go. And Composure, the daughter of Touch Gold, will take the Oakleaf Stakes easy. Composure, Buffy the centerfold. Sea Jewel was third. Aspire was fourth. Then Honest Answer and Heart of a Champion.
Composure goes off as the favorite and picks up a nice 3-length victory here, driving strongly through the stretch to beat Buffy the centerfold, who was probably the best of the group out in California in the early part of the year. She may not be stretching out as nicely as some of the others. Sea Jewel picks up the 3rd spot in a short field. Composure very nicely bred to extend her abilities into the distance racing realm. She is a 2-year-old bay daughter of Touch Gold, Belmont Stakes winner, out of Party Cited by a Ledge. She was bred in Kentucky by Rancho San Pasea, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Bob and Beverly Lewis, trained by Bob Baffert, and ridden to victory by Mike Smith. Composure completes the mile in a 16th of the Oakleaf in 1:42 and 3. More stakes racing action on the docket from out on the West Coast. The Goodwood. This is the final prep out on the West Coast for the older horses in the handicap division. Unfortunately, a couple of the major Californians are skipping this race and training up to the Breeders' Cup. $500,000, a mile and an 1/8. Let's head back out to Santa Anita for the running of the Grade 2 Goodwood.
All set. And away they go. Along the inside, Tapatio is setting off for the early lead. On the outside, Truly a Judge is showing speed as well. Kayla going up between those two. Down at the rail, Reba's Gold. They're all lining up here. Euchre is in the leading group, and Momentum. 6 of them going to be fanned wide as they go into this first turn. Pleasantly Perfect is getting a good spot in behind the early leaders. Racing in behind that comes Like a Hero, second last, and 6 lengths off them, and Grey Memo is last. They go to the 3/4 pole, and now Reba's Gold takes the lead at a good pace. Leads it by a length and a half. Truly a Judge is up to second. Down at the rail is Tapatio. Just behind that comes Kayla in the 4th position. Momentum has now dropped back into 5th. He's only 4 lengths off the leaders though. Euchre is raking back in his 6th position. Then comes Like a Hero. Pleasantly Perfect is 8 lengths off the leaders and 3 more to Grey Memo. They run to the half mile in the Goodwood, and it's still Reba's Gold and David Flores taking them along a length and a quarter. Truly a Judge is racing in second. Now Momentum is getting up closer, a joint third. Inside of that comes Kayla. In behind that, Tapatio can find no more. Pleasantly Perfect, Like a Hero. Euchre has to pick it up on the outside, and Grey Memo is 11 off them. They're approaching the quarter pole. Reba's Gold still has a length and a quarter advantage. Momentum now coming to take him on the outside. Kayla's in with a shot. Pleasantly Perfect hooked to the grandstand side and coming home gamely too. This one's wide open. Reba's Gold battling to hold on. Pleasantly Perfect on the outside. Momentum not quite doing enough in third, and it's Pleasantly Perfect now taking the lead as they come to the 16th pole, and Pleasantly Perfect sticks his neck out and goes gamely for the wire, and Pleasantly Perfect and Alex Solis come home 3-length winners of the Goodwood. Momentum second, Reba's Gold was third, and Like a Hero finished 4th.
Pleasantly Perfect, a little bit of an upsetter here. He had run through his conditions quickly in Allowance Company early on in his 4-year-old season. Last time out was 4th behind Came Home in the Pacific Classic in a very nice run in graded company. Here rallies from off the pace into a nice 3 1/4 length victory over the odds-on choice Momentum. Reba's Gold, the early pace header at 17-1, sticks around for the 3rd spot, 2 lengths the better of Like a Hero, making his usual off-the-pace rally, which fell short and finishing only the 4th spot here. The winner, Pleasantly Perfect, is a 4-year-old bay colt, a son of Pleasant Colony from Regal State by Affirmed, who would certainly, based on that pedigree, have, I would imagine, classic distance aspirations. A 1 1/4 should certainly be right up his alley. He was bred in Kentucky by the Clovelly Farm, owned by Diamond Day Racing, trained by Richard Mandela, and ridden to victory by Alex Solis. Pleasantly Perfect completes the 1 1/8 of the Goodwood in 1:46 and 4. One more Santa Anita stake to bring you, that the Clement Hirsch Memorial Turf, a Grade 1 distance event, 1 1/4 the distance, $300,000 for older horses going long on the grass. Let's head back to Santa Anita for the running of the Clement Hirsch Memorial Turf.
Oh, where they go. All came away very smoothly. The Tin Man immediately going off to take the early lead. Blue Stella is getting up to race in 7, and Hawkeye is taking a lot of speed in the blinkers on the inside, coming through to join them. Mr. Kyberly in the orange is on the outside of the pack. Racing at the back of the pack now is Nazarali. They tightly grouped as they come through the stretch first time round. The Tin Man is a narrow leader. Hawkeye is right there on the inside, and Blue Stella is in third, alongside Mr. Kyberly in the orange colours. In behind that comes Sarafan, second last, but only 4 lengths off these leaders, and Nazarali's at the rear. They come past the stands now with 1 lap left to go. The Tin Man is in front, just over a length. Blue Stella is a tight hold in second, and Hawkeye is on the inside in third. Then back to Mr. Kyberly in the orange colours, only 3 lengths off these leaders. Sarafan quite content to sit back second last, and Nazarali is the trailer. 5 lengths would cover the entire field. Past the 3/4 pole they go, and Mike Smith and the Tin Man nice and relaxed out here, just setting a comfortable pace. They lead it just over a length. Blue Stella is pretty keen to go on, as tugging against the rider in second. Then we come back to Hawkeye in the third spot. Mr. Kyberly has also taken a strong hold in fourth. He's 3 lengths off these leaders. Then we drop back to Sarafan, and at the back of the pack comes Nazarali. They have a half-mile left to go, and the Tin Man still kicking on gamely for home. In the second spot is Blue Stella. Down at the rail we have Hawkeye. Up alongside of Hawkeye is Mr. Kyberly. They 3 lengths off them. Now Sarafan is going to hook to the outside, and Sarafan is starting to close. Nazarali's got some running to do. They come into the top of the lane, and the Tin Man goes on. The Tin Man still leading at a length. Blue Stella is in second. Sarafan on the outside, and then Mr. Kyberly. They come to the 8th pole, and the Tin Man digs deep and finds more. Blue Stella is out after him, and Sarafan coming gamely. The Tin Man, Sarafan, we come down to 2. The Tin Man reaches deep. He finds Sarafan chasing gamely on the outside, but the Tin Man will win it, and the Tin Man wins it. Sarafan was second. Blue Stella finished up third.
The Tin Man and Mike Smith once again picking up a nice victory. The winner and the third place finisher all coming out of the Del Mar Handicap, where they had run well behind Delta Form earlier on this year. That one came into the East Coast, ran well behind Denon last time out. The Tin Man picks up a front-end victory here. The pace was not necessarily what I would call blistering fast for the distance, but it certainly wasn't too leisurely either. Held a very steady pace, came home quite nicely, a length in front of Sarafan, the odds-on choice, odds-on favorites, having a little bit of trouble this past weekend with Blue Stella sitting a stalking trip and finishing a rather flat third. The winner, the Tin Man, is a 4-year-old dark bay or brown colt, a son of a firm from Lizzie Rolfe by Tom Rolfe. He was bred in Kentucky by Ralph Todd and Ori Todd. He is owned by the Todds and trained by Richard Mandela, ridden to victory by Mike Smith. The Tin Man covers the 1.25 miles on the firm turf course at Santa Anita in 1:58 and 4. We are going to pause for one more brief message, and when we return, it's a stakes recap from Belmont Park. Please stay tuned.
It's one weekend you won't want to miss. The New York Showcase Fall Festival at Belmont Park, October 19th and 20th. On Saturday, thrill to 7 big bettable New York bred stakes, including the $250,000 Empire Classic. Then stick around after Saturday's card for a live concert staged by the world-famous Harlem Jazz Festival. And all weekend long, we'll celebrate the pride of New York with an enticing array of the best of New York wine, foods, crafts, and more. There'll be hay rides, pony rides, and all kinds of fun for the kids. Equestrian displays out on the track. Parachutists up in the sky. The John Deere collection of vintage tractors on the grounds. And jockey legends on hand for a meet and greet. Join in celebrating the pride of New York. New York Showcase Fall Festival at Belmont Park.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to take a look now at the Belmont recap for the weekend, starting with the Grade 1 Frisette for 2-year-old fillies at Belmont on Saturday, going 1 1/16 around one turn for $500,000. Let's head down to New York for the running of the Frisette.
And they're off. Fabulous Brush breaks on top. Santa Catarina was there. Storm Flag Flying was off to on an uneventful start and is right up there now, running along in third. Appleby Gardens to her outside, and 1 20 is fifth toward the rail. Furcoff 4 lengths from the early lead, 5 lengths back to Fortuitous. Continuing up the backstretch, Santa Catarina is the leader, running well off the rail. Fabulous Brush just to her outside after a quarter in a reasonable 23 3/5 seconds. John Velasquez has a long hold on the heavy favorite here, Storm Flag Flying. They're rating nicely at this juncture, running third toward the inside. And then it's Appleby Gardens, followed by 1 20. Furcroft just loping along about 6 or 7 lengths from the lead. Fortuitous is the trailer. Jorge Chavez trying to get her going. The field into the far turn, a 47 2/2 mile. Around the far turn, Santa Catarina, 3/4 of a length. Storm Flag Flying just off her flank. Santa Catarina lets it out a notch. The leader length now. Storm Flag Flying running along second with 3 furlongs to go. It's another 2.5 lengths back to Appleby Gardens, who's followed by Fabulous Brush, who's trailed off in the 4th position now. And they're coming to the top of the stretch. Santa Catarina confronted by Storm Flag Flying as they turn for home. Top of the stretch, Storm Flag Flying on the outside. Collars and passes Santa Catarina. Johnny Velasquez now just asking a bit more from Storm Flag Flying, and she's getting away to lead by a length and a half. Santa Catarina all out in second, a long way back to the 3rd horse, Appleby Gardens, and Storm Flag Flying will head to Chicago, the favorite in the juvenile fillies.
Storm Flag Flying makes it 3 for 3 in a brief career as the odds-on choice over Santa Catarina. Appleby Gardens sits a stalking trip, but was no better than 12.5 lengths behind the winner at the finish wire. Storm Flag Flying, very impressive, showing a nice turn of speed, drawing away nicely. John Velasquez did show her the whip late in the going just to keep her attentive. He was looking around a little bit, wanted to make sure nobody was getting to her late, but she was clear by 2 lengths of Santa Catarina at the wire. Storm Flag Flying will likely be the favorite for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. Is a daughter of Stormcat from My Flag by Easy Goer, bred in Kentucky by the Phipps stable. She is owned by Mr. Phipps and trained by Shug McGahee, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Storm Flag Flying completes the mile and the 16th in 1:44 and 1. Heading next back down to Belmont Park for a busy weekend. We're going to next take a look at the Kelso Breeders' Cup Handicap, a grade 2 at a flat mile, $350,000 the purse on the turf course at a mile. Let's head back to Belmont for the running of the Kelso.
And they're off. Krieger Moon Solitaire. Forbidden Apple is there, Baptize and Patrol, Lunar Leo on the far outside, Green Fee at the back. Into the backstretch run. Krieger is the leader. Patrol is second in the first furlong here, but he's pulling his way quickly up toward the front. And on the far outside, Baptize is third, and it's 3 lengths back, and Forbidden Apple is fourth. Already 5-6 lengths from the leaders. Patrol is taken over now. Then it's Moon Solitaire, who's on the inside of Forbidden Apple. Lunar Leo's in between those two, and another break of 6 back to Green Fee, the trailer. Krieger and Patrol head-to-head through a quarter in 22 4/5 seconds. Baptized tucked away in behind them. Another 3. Moon Solitaire is fourth, and Forbidden Apple is fifth on the outside, 4.5 lengths from the lead as they hit the far turn. The half in 45 and 1. Krieger continues to spar with Patrol. Baptizes asked for more. Moon Solitaire moving sweetly on the inside. And Forbidden Apple has asked for his run now with 2.5 furlongs to go. He'll make an outside move into the stretch. The field turning for home. Krieger and Patrol, they've been head-to-head the whole way. Moon Solitaire is 3 wide. Forbidden Apple is 4 wide as the field turns for home. And Green Fee's just in behind the lead. At the top of the stretch, Forbidden Apple head-to-head here with Moon Solitaire, who's fighting on. And Green Fee is closing in on the far outside. Forbidden Apple, here is Green Fee. Green Fee has taken the lead. Forbidden Apple battles on, but it's going to be an upset here, and it's going to be Green Fee. Green Fee wins by a half a length over Forbidden Apple. Moon Solitaire was third.
Green Fee took him a little bit of time, but he did get that first stakes victory. I thought he would eventually. He rallies nicely from off the pace. Perhaps the mile is the best distance for him. He gets a little bit more speed to close into, picks up a very nice half-length victory over Forbidden Apple, who is seeking to win this race for the 3rd consecutive time. just about the even money favorite. Moon Solitaire rallies from off the pace into the third spot. The pace scenario was, of course, changed a little bit when it was announced that St. Vere would scratch. Volpone had run the night before in the Meadowlands Cup, finishing second. So that did change the pace set up just a little bit, but Green Fee still got the pace he needed and closed very nicely to earn his first graded stakes victory. The winner, Green Fee, is a 6-year-old chestnut horse, the son of Green Dancer from Raska by Rahi, bred in Kentucky by Robert and Lawana Lowe. He is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Lowe and trained by Danny Pites, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Green Fee completes the flat mile in the Kelso in 1:33 and 4. More stakes racing action on the docket at Belmont. We are going now to take a look at the Beldame, a Grade 1 for older fillies and mares, going 1 1/8 miles on the main track. Let's head back down to Belmont for the running of the Grade 1 Beldame.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Good beginning there for Imperial Gesture. There goes All-American Birdie up to take the lead in the first furlong. All-American Birdie to the front. Imperial Gesture just in behind her to her inside. Transcendental on the far outside. Then Unrestrained. Mandy's Gold coming from off the pace again today. And then it's Summer Colony, who's lingering at the back of the pack in the first quarter mile here. Minister's Baby trails the field. Here comes Imperial Gesture to grab the lead just after a quarter in 23 and 3. Imperial Gesture in front now. All-American Birdie led through the first furlong. She's now 3/4 of a length behind. There's a break of 6 or 7 back to Transcendental third. And Summer Colony is fourth on the inside. 10 lengths behind the Speed Duel before her. Then it's Mandy's Gold, 12 lengths away from the pacemakers. Unrestrained and Minister's Baby. The half in a taxing 46 seconds flat. Imperial Gesture into the far turn, hounded by All-American Birdie. 8 lengths. Summer Colony remains third with a half mile to go. Transcendental alongside her and under a ride, 5 lengths back to Mandy's Gold, who's now dropped 15 lengths from the leaders. And the clear leader is now Imperial Gesture, who shakes loose from All-American Birdie. But again, All-American Birdie is coming to Imperial Gesture, and so too is Summer Colony. And here she comes with her bid at the quarter pole. Mandy's Gold has come alive, now 6 lengths from the lead as the field turns for home. And again, Jerry Bailey shakes up Imperial Gesture. She's not done yet and shakes clear by 3. All-American Birdie. Summer Colony with a final try to reel in Imperial Gesture. Mandy's Gold on the outside. They're coming to the final 16th. Imperial Gesture is gasping, but she's still in front by 3. Mandy's Gold second on the outside. Imperial Gesture wins. A crafty ride by Jerry Bailey to win by 2 lengths here. Mandy's Gold. Summer Colony could manage only third today. The final time was 1 minute 50 and 3/5 seconds.
Imperial Gesture now just looking like a very impressive 3-year-old filly in New York. Throttled down late, but picks up nearly a 3-length victory under Jerry Bailey. She did break very sharply. She did clear the field. She was able to engage All-American Birdie, put that one away by probably 3/4 of the way, halfway up the back stretch, and never looked back. Mandy's Gold to close some ground into the second spot. Heavily favored Summer Colony looked to be struggling a little bit in the early going. Did not break as alertly as she usually does. She is a big filly, and she does prefer to do her racing outside of horses. She was trapped a little bit down on the inside, but came up weak in the drive. She obviously not putting in a performance that would make her look as serious a contender against Azeri as her connections would like to see. I'm wondering if they will be able to get her to rebound around 2 turns out in Chicago. Meanwhile, Imperial Gesture, a 3-year-old filly, has now won 2 Grade 1 stakes races in a row at Belmont Park and certainly looks like a legitimate threat on the front end at Arlington. Imperial Gesture is a dark bay or brown 3-year-old filly, a daughter of Lang Fuhr from Honor and Offer by Hoist the Flag, bred in Kentucky by John Gaines Thoroughbreds and D.D. McGee, owned by Godolphin Racing, trained by Saeed Bin Suror, and ridden to victory by Jerry Bailey. Imperial Gesture completes the 1 1/8 miles of the Beldame in 1:50 and 3. More juveniles next in the Champagne Grade 1 event for the 2-year-olds, going 1 1/16 miles. Let's head back to Belmont for the running of the Champagne.
Ready for a start. And And they're off. Ice Cold Beard Reds off to a sharp start. He's heading right out for the lead and quickly establishes it with Cape Good Hope. In between horses is Aaron's Southern Man, and Pretty Wild on the far outside is fourth as Desert Warrior comes through on the inside from fifth. Up the backstretch, chasing Ice Cold Beard Reds. Here comes Desert Warrior, who shoots through on the rail. Aaron's Southern Man is running in third. Pretty Wild fourth on the outside. Cape Good Hope between horses is fifth. Tocket sixth toward the inside. Brancusi, followed by Risky Cat and Outer Reef rating at the back. Up the back stretch after a quarter in 23 1/5 seconds. The pace is strong. The leader is Desert Warrior. Desert Warrior takes the field down the back stretch. Ice Cold Beard Red sitting off his flank second. And then it's Tocket down toward the rail, followed by Aaron's Southern Man. In between those two, Cape Good Hope, and they are followed by Pretty Wild. Pretty Wild has been given his cue, and there he goes now. He's mounting a bit on the outside at the half-mile pole. They've run a half in 47 seconds flat around the far turn. Desert Warrior head-to-head here with Ice Cold Beard Reds, who grabs the lead, 3/8 out. Ice Cold Beard Reds in front. Desert Warrior battles on. Aaron's Southern Man now with a rally on the outside. Tocket right there in behind the lead. Pretty Wild still has 3 lengths to make up. And Sean Bridgmahan has resorted to the whip on Pretty Wild as Ice Cold Beard Reds heads for home with the lead. On the outside, Aaron's Southern Man full out, driving second. Tocket down toward the rail. And Pretty Wild has thrown in the towel. Not today for him. It's Ice Cold Beard Reds and Tocket coming on. Here comes Tocket on the inside, right by Ice Cold Beard Reds. Tocket takes it 1.5 lengths.
Tocket, a bit of a surprise here at 9-1 up from the Mid-Atlantic Circuit, and picking up a nice victory here down inside, digging in gamely. It looked like Ice Cold Beard Reds had this one put away. He had put away Desert Warrior, who made a huge move down inside, heading up the backstretch to contend. But Ice Cold Beard Reds comes up a little bit flat, and Tocket and Georgie Chavez put him away by 1.25 lengths at 9-1. Ice Cold Beard Reds sticks around for the second spot as Aaron's Southern Man makes a nice wide move into the stretch and picks up the third spot, but did come up a little bit weak in the drive, losing a little bit of ground late in the going. The winner, Tocket, is a 2-year-old bay colt, a son of Awesome Again, who of course won the Breeders' Cup Classic himself, out of Cozine's Angel by Breeders' Cup Mile winner Cozine. Bred in Kentucky by Dan Borislow. He is owned by Mr. Borislow and trained by John Scanlon, ridden to victory by Georgie Chavez. Tocket completes the mile and is 16th of the Champagne in 1:44.2. A pair of stakes races on Sunday for sprinters at Belmont Park getting kicked off with the Gallant Bloom for 3-year-olds and up fillies and mares, going 6.5 furlongs for Grade 2 credentials. Let's head to Belmont now for the running of the Gallant Bloom.
And they're off. Nasty Storm breaks sharply. Harmony Lodge is away quickly, the quickest of them all. Harmony Lodge out racing them up the backstretch. Raging Fever's in behind her in second, and Nasty Storm is now back running in third. Saskaya splits horses fourth. Shine Again and Bel Artiste at the back into the far turn. Harmony Lodge in front. Raging Fever down to her inside second. Nasty Storm is racing third as they hit the far turn. The opening quarter in 22 2/5 seconds. Harmony Lodge still a bit quicker than Raging Fever, who holds her spot on the rail. Nasty Storm keeping pace with them on the outside. Shine Again is 4 lengths from the lead with 3 furlongs to go. Then Saskaya and Bel Artiste. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Harmony Lodge, Raging Fever continues on well down to her inside. Nasty Storm, Shine Again is under the whip in fourth as the field turns for home. Harmony Lodge, Nasty Storm on the outside. Raging Fever doing her best. She's still third. And Shine Again is fourth with a furlong to go. And Nasty Storm's got the lead. It's Nasty Storm in front. Raging Fever fighting on gamely at the inside. Nasty Storm, Raging Fever, Shine Again third. It's Nasty Storm in front. And Nasty Storm pulls it off at 14-1. Defeating Raging Fever and Shine Again.
Nasty Storm, a very nice filly based in Kentucky. She has come to New York and done very, very well, picking up a length victory from off the pace. Just off the pace, she showed very good speed in a wide position, picked up a nice 14-1 victory over the favorite Raging Fever. Couldn't shake clear of Harmony Lodge in the early going, and perhaps won the battle but lost the war. Shine Again rallies from off the pace into the third spot. The winner, Nasty Storm, is a chestnut 4-year-old filly, a daughter of Gulch from A Stark is Born by Graustark, bred by Grousemont Farm in Kentucky. Owned by a partnership of D. Stewart, D. Crum, D. Elzer, R. McDonald, and J. Rosselli, trained by Dallas Stewart and ridden to victory by Jose Santos. Nasty Storm completes the 6.5 furlongs at Belmont in 1:17.4. One more stakes race to go from Belmont Park. The Forest Hills, a Grade 2 sprint for the older horses. Let's head back down to Belmont for the running of the Forest Hills.
And they're off. Avanzado springs away from the gate quickly in front, a length and a half. Like a shot out of there, Avanzado. And toward the inside, there goes Sunray Spirit, and Sunray Spirit pokes ahead in front of Avanzado. On the outside, Dash for Daylight is now third. And then it's Multiple Choice, who's fourth down toward the inside. True Passion's in between those two, running in fifth position now. Safe Florida Sandy, and the trailer Esteemed Friend, chasing Sunray Spirit around the far turn. The first quarter in 22-2. It's Sunray Spirit, the controlling speed with 3 furlongs to go. The leader a length and a half. Avanzado is now second. On the outside, Dash for Daylight edging up from third. Multiple Choice right in there with a good shot, and behind the lead fourth. Safe Florida Sandy will be spun 4 wide into the stretch. They turn for home. Avanzado under a heavy drive to hold that lead. On the outside, Dash for Daylight driving to him with a furlong to go. Then down toward the rail, it's Sunray Spirit who's given way third. On the far outside, Safe Florida Sandy is a weakened fourth. And Esteemed Friend, they're coming down to the finish. Avanzado short lead. Avanzado's got it. Avanzado and Tyler Bays, the winner there. Oh, he lost his irons just as he came under the wire.
Avanzado picking up the victory. In fact, this was Tyler Bays' first ride in New York, showing very good speed. He did drift a little bit, and scary incident at the wire. He had 3/4 of a length on the late closing Dash for Daylight, and Tyler apparently lost his stirrup just as they were hitting the finish wire, and was able to regain it and did gallop out nicely on Avanzado, who was sent off as the favorite. Dash for Daylight rallies very nicely in the middle of the racetrack for the second spot. An Esteemed Friend picking up the third spot with a 3-wide move, moving quite strongly late at 17-1. The winner, Avanzado, is a chestnut horse, a 5-year-old chestnut, son of Lahouk from Evian Eden by Stormbird, bred in Argentina by La Quebrada Stud, owned by C's Stable and trained by Doug O'Neill, ridden to victory by Tyler Bays. Avanzado completes the 6 furlongs of the Forest Hills in 1:10 flat. That wraps up a very busy weekend of stakes racing action. Unfortunately, a lot of other stakes races run around the country that we did not get a chance to show you this weekend because of the abundance of graded stakes. We will hopefully have an opportunity to get some of those races out to you, including a number of international races. They will probably get a little bit more airing throughout the course of the week. We hope you'll be able to catch those. We're also going to be trying to put together a Breeders' Cup preview tape with a number of those other stakes races on it. So we hope you'll be able to catch some of those races as well. Thanks everyone for joining me this week. I'm Jean Wood, and I'll see you back here next time.